west of the Mississippi, we are Black History. Our annual Black History Month luncheon is fast approaching, and we want to be sure to give you ample time to get your company, organization, church, or group to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks, and Pat Prescott, and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
I say I'm too late. Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. That's what people say. I go on too many dates, but I can't make them stay. At least that's what people say. That's what people say. But I keep cruising. Can't stop, won't stop moving. It's like I got this music in my mind saying it's gonna be alright. 'Cause the player's gonna play. And the haters gonna hate, baby. I'm just gonna shake. Shake it off. Heartbreaker's gonna break.
Welcome in to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. Shaking off a little Taylor Swift. Listen, we're going to get into Taylor versus Beyonce and Shannon Sharpe's comments and some numbers because, you know, I like numbers. I like numbers to back up the facts and statements. So we're going to get into that. Andy?
Timbo, Swiss Beats. We got some potential verses in the mix. I'm just saying.
Taylor
Somehow,
and Beyonce
some
will
way.
never happen.
Taylor, Beyonce,
Never.
Nicki, Megan. Hey, you
Never.
did it with Jeezy and Gucci. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but you have to think about where Jeezy and Gucci were at in their careers when they decided to do it.
Just saying, though.
There's no benefit
I'm
to
just-
any of those
hey.
ladies to do that right now.
Hey, I mean, you know, just a couple dollars, couple zeros on a check. I'm just saying, it might change their mind.
Mm-mm.
Everybody has a price.
Everybody does have a price, but I don't know if Versus got it yet. We'll have to see. Listen, welcome into hour 2 of RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. We appreciate you locking in. We're going to wrap up this Nicki Megan conversation. Yeah, there's still a little bit more to discuss because, as I said, Nicki kind of didn't stop social mediaing. I know that's not a real word, but she didn't let up on her social media tweets and posts and lives all weekend long. Like, she was ready for this battle. Really, really prepared, I suppose. Or really ready to get it off her chest. Now, here's what did happen, right? At the end, well, okay, let me start with this, right? In the midst of this, there's an artist named Tom McDonald. I have no idea who he is. He looks like he was inspired by hip hop, but is a Proud Boy, kind of, or one of those things. And he dropped a song called Facts with Ben Shapiro, right? And they name dropped Nicki Minaj in it. And they're talking about all the things that are in contrary, in their opinion, about, you know, hip hop and black culture and things of that nature. And it's ironic that they're going to try and seriously spit, or at least, didn't seem like they felt they were being parody. They really tried to get into their hip hop bag. But you're talking about it so backwards. People love what they hate. Nicki responded and said, Ben Shapiro put out a diss record. He said his comment sections are filled with woke Karens. The song is #1 on US iTunes. What is really happening? Who's that other man rapping? Is this real life? He said, Nicki, take some notes. So, look, Nicki, I know she's just spinning the pot and spiraling and whatever, but let's not, even though here I go, give that stuff too much country. Let's not make them feel like they are any more included in the, in the mix, or that they can just step in whenever they can and duplicate it, even if they're trying to be funny. Just want to say that you can check out the song called Facts. You might be a little enraged when you hear it. My advice would be just to laugh at that thing and keep it moving. Don't take those people seriously at all. Okay, one of the other things, well, a couple of the other things that Nicki Minaj did in some of her rants, right? She called Megan lion duds, and she said that if any of the lion dudes want to assemble, she got her do anything biatches behind her. Now, let me read you the list of who these do anything women are. I Am Akbar. She was on Love and Hip Hop, I think maybe Atlanta. The girl JT, she's a city girl. Ice Spice, we know who she is. Katie Got Bands, that's a rapper out of Chicago that was kind of underground. And Tasha Cobbs. If you are unfamiliar who Tasha Cobbs is, she's a gospel singer. Nicki, why are you saying a gospel singer is your do anything be supporting you? Like, come on, we're doing a lot. Nicki also threw shots at, I guess, a former Barb named Ken Barbie. And she said that the beef will get uglier than Ken Barbie. Well, she maybe shouldn't have done that, because Ken Barbie then went and investigated a couple of things. And when we come forward, I will tell you the information that Ken Barbie looked up and is putting out there about Nicki based on her slight jab at him. And we're also going to let you know who is considering filing some type of suit against Megan Thee Stallion for his. All of that and more on the other side. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
RSVP with Jill Munroe is your go-to show for staying in the know. More engaging conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Climate is king.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that caring for the community means caring about the climate. You might have heard that we announced a pretty bold 12-month, $2 million campaign to do 4 things. Increase climate literacy, turn up the volume on communities of color in the climate conversation, connect everyday people with the resources they need to survive and thrive, and highlight frontline climate justice crusaders of color throughout this year. KBLA Talk 1580 will be bringing you insightful interviews on all of our shows to help raise your climate IQ. Each quarter this year, we will also be hosting free climate events in various communities throughout the city with food, fun, and forward-thinking conversations. Thanks to partners like LADWP, Metro, Caltrans, the Sierra Club, the California Community Foundation, the California Endowment, AQMD, MWD, and more. You'll also be hearing more about a couple of national town halls broadcasting live from Los Angeles, to which you will be invited. And we'll be rolling out a robust social media campaign on all our platforms, as well as an outdoor media campaign, all designed to educate, enlighten, and empower you in our fight for climate justice.
We want cleaner air.
Caring about the community means caring about the climate. At KBLA Talk 1580, we believe that we really can change the world if we care enough. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Keeping you informed, entertained, and always ahead of the curve. This is RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So I mentioned Ken Barbie. He's a Twitter personality. I guess he was at one point a Nicki Minaj stan. Sounds like it. Ken Barbie sounds like he might have been a Barb. Well, I guess somehow at some point the relationship went afoul. Nicki is known for unfollowing her followers and fans and, clapbacks and the what have you. Well, he dug into Nicki's alleged finances and he found several LLCs that have several outstanding liens and cases against them, all related to Nicki. And he said he only did this because she, dropped his name at the end of the song and dissed him. So not sure, again, where that beef came from, but just to run it down to you, there is Harajuku Barbie music. There is a Petty Boots. Nicki's last name is Petty. Her husband is Kenneth Petty, and they are married. So Petty Boots LLC, Pink Personality Inc., Tokyo Ninja LLC, HVJVCOI LLC. All of these owe money to a few very different institutions. And it seems like, one LLC was used to bounce off the other to keep, that money flow going. I don't know for a fact, but, maybe not piss off your fans when they obviously have way more access to you and will dox you like they do other people. They doxed one fan who had something non-flattering to say about Nicki Minaj. He used to be a Barb. He came out and said he no longer agreed. They doxed him. They doxed his family. People were sending hate mail to their home. Got really ugly. Well, also happening, which I think is, quite interesting, but I don't know. So we talked about Megan dropping Megan's Law bar in his. Well, we know that Megan's Law was created for Megan Kanaka. It was a California law. Basically, that if a sex offender moves into your area, the neighbors have a right to be alerted, to be known. That's basically, in a nutshell, what the law does. Well, her family is considering taking legal action against Megan Thee Stallion about the bar because they feel that it was disrespectful to use her name in such a graphic manner, right? So if you're unfamiliar with the story, Richard's daughter Megan was murdered in the 90s by a predator who moved into their neighborhood. He had a prior conviction, but at the time, he wasn't legally required to identify himself as such when he moved to a new neighborhood, right? And so he gave a statement to TMZ and basically said having his daughter's name added into this explicitive riddled song aimed at Nicki Minaj is as disrespectful as it gets. He does agree that it shed light on the law, but still feels that it was done in a disrespectful manner. He said using her name in such a graphic and offensive manner was highly offensive to the pain his daughter and family felt. And while he says he hasn't heard the track himself with his own two ears, he has read the lyrics and it's still a no-go for him. So he said he's checking to see if, legal action is possible. That's a bit much, I feel. But I mean, here's the thing that you can never control how someone is going to take something if they're going to be offended. I think that this is a total waste of their time to even comment on. But, I guess you can't dictate someone's pain and what will cause them unpleasant memories or trigger them. Andy?
People just love to sue in this country, huh?
Yeah.
Over the tiniest stuff.
Anything.
It's just sickening. I mean, the fact that he didn't even listen to the song himself. I'm sure somebody just told him, "Hey, there's this rapper named Megan Thee Stallion. She mentioned such and such."
Yeah.
And then now you want to go ahead and take legal action? Good luck. Good luck.
I mean, I don't really think, because she didn't say anything really derogatory other than you being mad because there's profanity in the song. She literally said, don't be mad at Megan, be mad at Megan's law. That's why we all know about your husband's past. That's it. That's it. So we'll have to see what develops with that. But listen, it keeps going and going and going. Nikki just did a station Radiohead, I guess, of her Queen's Radio, where she was breaking down more of her lyrics and giving her version of what she believes happened that night with Megan, Tori, and Kelsey. Why it's still a thing, I mean, again, she's entitled to give her opinion like everyone else did. So can't really say too much about that, but the beef is on and we'll have to see where it actually goes from here. Okay, so listen. Did you watch any football this weekend? Yes, well, Sunday. We had the NFC and AFC championship games. People were rooting for what they felt would be one of the blackest Super Bowls in history if the Detroit Lions and the Baltimore Ravens had won, and it was being set up in Vegas with Usher at halftime. But that did not happen. The 49ers and the Chiefs came out on top. I called that, by the way, just so you know. I called it. Neither one of those are my teams. My team is at home. I'm a Rams fan, so I'm just going to say, and as a Rams fan, we are locked into this rivalry, hate, debate situation with the 49ers. So I'm not really supposed to, feel a way for them. I really don't care. I just want to see a good game. And those were some good games yesterday. We saw a lot of Taylor Swift. Last weekend we saw Taylor Swift and the faux swag surf. We saw during the game the Baltimore Ravens, when they scored their first touchdown, hit the proper swag surf. There's been a lot of conversation about it. I mean, listen, American Airlines has gone so far as to make their flight from Kansas City to Las Vegas number 1989, flight number 1989. If you're unaware, that is the title of one of Taylor Swift's biggest albums. And then the return flight from Vegas to Kansas City, that's number 87, flight 87. and that's Travis Kelsey's number, right? So, Taylor Swift mania is everywhere as it relates to the NFL right now. It is estimated that the equivalent brand value to the Chiefs and the NFL with Taylor Swift attending the games, and this is across print, digital, radio, TV, highlights, social media, etc., dating back to September when she first started popping up at the games, is worth $330 million. That's the Taylor Swift effect, right? So, being that happened, we saw a lot of Taylor, a lot of Jackson Mahomes, Patrick Mahomes' brother. We saw Patrick Mahomes' daddy, who is definitely a black man. He was shotgunning at the tailgate in the parking lot with some of the Chiefs fans and what have you. All around, right? But of course, there was conversation like, oh, maybe Usher should invite Taylor to perform on stage with him at the Super Bowl. Don't worry, that can't really happen because the night before the Super Bowl, Taylor has a concert in, I believe it's Tokyo, Japan, one of those. And one of the things that you were going to be seeing a lot around the Super Bowl, especially that day, is will Taylor make it back from her concert in time to be in a suite or wherever she's going to sit for the Super Bowl? More than likely, yes, because of the time difference and flying backwards, she'll actually arrive hours before kickoff, so it'll be fine. But she will be flying from Tokyo, I believe it is, to Las Vegas for the Super Bowl and all of the media blitz. Well, of course, this has sparked conversation about what Taylor means as far as, coming off the Eras tour, coming off what her documentary concert movie did in comparison to Renaissance. So, people are once again saying, is Taylor Swift the new Michael Jackson? Does she have more emotion than Beyonce? Well, I mean, there's something to it, and we're going to get into it. First, let me get into a couple of these chats. Ira H. Webster, who logged in early to leave this comment, said, Taylor Swift, because she is closer to the majority of the world's paying fans. We're going to talk about that. Forensic Accountant says, heck no to a Flight 1989. Delta Flight 1989 was rumored to have been one of the hijacked flights on 9/11. Too much history for me. Brother Alfonso says, Usher can stand and should stand on his own without a Taylor Swift linkage. 100%. He does not need her, and she won't be there. Like, that's not going to... I do think that Usher is going to bring out some surprises for us, and I do think that there will be a roller skate segment, but I don't think that we'll see Taylor, and I'm excited about that. Forensic Accountant also mentions Patrick Mahomes' dad, Pat, was a Major League Baseball pitcher. We do know that, and it is so interesting how, how that happens, how that all comes together. But let's hear what Shannon Sharpe had to say. Andy, I put only the first minute, right? Okay, yeah, because it's a lot. But he was talking with Chad Ochocinco on the Nightcap, and this is Shannon Sharpe's opinion as to why Taylor Swift is way bigger than Beyonce.
Can move the needle like that. Wait, give me a minute. I'm thinking now. Let me think of somebody else can move the needle. I got
no
it.
one.
Beyonce. If, hypothetically speaking, if she went with Jay-Z and not Travis Kelsey, let's say, Beyonce.
She can
not
move
like
the needle. This. Not like this. These eyes, Ocho. These 8 to 15-year-old eyeballs. Ocho,
the same. B has the same feeling.
Ocho,
Yes.
I love Beyonce. Beyonce ain't moving the needle like this chick, Ocho. No.
What? You tripping,
Ocho. This girl,
Ask the
she's
chat.
the closest
Ask
thing.
the chat.
She's the closest thing to moving the needle like Michael Jackson that we've seen. This is it.
Whoa. Oh, whoa. Reel it back in a little bit, baby. Reel it back in a little bit. Beyonce moves the needle just like Taylor, if not more.
No, she doesn't.
Ask the chat, please.
You ask the chat. Ask the chat,
please.
We put it to the chat.
So do a poll. Do a poll. Because Beyonce has those same set of eyes, young, old, middle age, and old, including the eye. But I'm just saying,
Not like Taylor.
If hypothetically
Not like
speaking, Beyonce would move the needle the same way
like
Taylor
Taylor.
doing. It would be Beyonce being shown all the time.
Not
Yes.
like Taylor.
Oh, come on. Yes.
Not like Taylor, man.
So listen, Shannon Sharpe is right. He is right. And there's a couple of reasons for it. Obviously, we know that Taylor is a white woman. She is younger than Beyonce, not married. Beyonce is the mother of 3 and married and has been in one relationship for the past, to us, 15, 18, maybe 20 years almost at this point, if I'm thinking correctly.
So Taylor gets points for not being in a relationship?
Let me
Or
tell
not
you
being
why.
married?
Yes, because if you're thinking about a younger fan base, who are they going to identify with more? A girl that is dating like them and going through the changes. Oh, I'm so in love with him today. Oh, Beyonce's subject matter, to a degree sometimes, is about different things. We all have the cheating thing and the infidelity and things like that, but she's at a different space in her life than Taylor is, right? I think Taylor's average fan age is probably younger than Beyonce's. And obviously,
Still, though?
Still.
Taylor's been around, seems
She's
like,
been-
almost 20 years now.
She probably has. Think about how long ago was that when Kanye came and snatched
Yeah.
the thing off.
That was
So Taylor
2000
and
something.
Beyonce are still tied together really well, but Taylor projects much younger. When you see Taylor in the booth, swag surfing, looking all, you
Very
kind of
youthful,
think
very youthful.
of, a young girl, a college age girl. Oh my God. So it gives a different feeling and emotion. And I think it talks to a different audience. She's out there dating and trying to find the one, where Beyonce has found the one and is settled into her womanhood and being a mother and dealing with different types of issues. That automatically means her audience is going to be a little more mature, because they're talking about 2 different things. When we come forward, we're going to get more into that, more on why I agree with Shannon, but we shouldn't discount Beyonce at all, ever. But, we understand. All of that and more on the other side. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. News and sports up next.
Keep cruising, can't stop, won't stop grooving. It's like I got this music in my mind saying it's gonna be alright. 'Cause the player's gonna play, and the haters gonna hate, baby. I'm just gonna shake. Shake it out.
Trending topics and the hottest happenings. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. A pastor and civil rights activist is seeking early release from a federal prison in South Georgia. Pastor Kenneth Glasgow was ordered this past July to serve 30 months behind bars after pleading guilty to drug charges. Now he's asking to be released early due to a myriad of medical conditions. He says the medical issues will increase his chance of sickness or death if he remains locked up at the minimum security prison in Jessup. The Tennessee Board of Judicial Conduct is recommending a black Shelby County judge be removed from office. Judge Melissa Boyd has been suspended since May of 2023 after she admitted to using drugs and was charged with coercing and harassing her campaign manager. Boyd's term ends in 2030, but the Board of Judicial Conduct has recommended her removal from office. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Did you know Discover wants everyone to feel special? That's why with your Discover card, you have access to 24/7 customer service, as well as $0 fraud liability, which means you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we do Black history every single day. In fact, as the only Black talk radio station west of the Mississippi, we are Black history. Our annual Black History Month luncheon is fast approaching, and we want to be sure to give you ample time to get your company, organization, church, or group to join us at this year's celebration on the last day of the month, Thursday, February 29th at noon. Last year, we honored iconic local Black media personalities, including Pat Harvey, Jim Hill, Mark Brown, Beverly White, Sandy Banks, and Pat Prescott, and raised $20,000 in scholarships. This year, we're honoring Black Hollywood creatives who have used their artistic genius as climate justice champions. At this year's luncheon, we will be showcasing and sharing their inspiring work on our big screen. Plus, a scrumptious meal, live music, great company, and lots of fun with your favorite KBLA Talk 1580 hosts. So contact us today at info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. That's info@smileyAudiomedia.com or call 323-290-4690. We hope to see you Thursday, February 29th as we close out Black History Month. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your Black.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriICanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriICanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus, plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580, where climate is king. Climate is king.
My mom has taken up going to the park to practice yoga.
My dad's going to a club, but not a book club, a salsa club.
Finding new hobbies comes with age.
My mom has started getting lost and not knowing where she's going.
Becoming lost or disoriented doesn't. Confusion with time or place may be a sign of Alzheimer's. An early diagnosis can help improve the quality of life for your loved one. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Jackson Hewitt has a plan to get your tax refund fast. With a buck here, buck there. Here a buck, there a buck, everywhere a buck.
You don't have to wait weeks for your tax refund. Get money sooner with a no-fee refund advance loan at Jackson Hewitt.
On this loan, there's a money today guarantee. E-I-E-I-DO.
Don't settle for chicken feed. Get fast bucks at Jackson Hewitt today. No-fee refund advance loans by Republic Bank offered to eligible clients. Money today guarantee if approved for a loan on a prepaid card. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Curating the most compelling stories and delivering them straight to your ears. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
They call me offensive, controversial. There's only two genders, boys and girls. They can't cancel my message, cause I'm the biggest independent rapper in the whole freaking world. Claim that I'm racist, yeah, alright. I'm not ashamed because I'm white. If every Caucasian's a bigot, I guess every Muslim's a terrorist. Every liberal is right. I don't wanna talk to folks who don't get it. Go woke, go broke, no hope, it's pathetic. Pro-choice, pronouns, pro-love, you're progressive. But you ain't pro-gun, no one to protect it. Where the American flags at? Remember when people would hang those? They've been taken down, they all been replaced with BLM flags or a rainbow. This ain't rap, this ain't money, cars and clothes. We ain't selling drugs, we ain't gonna overdose. We ain't pushing guns, ain't promoting stripper poles. We won't turn your sons into thugs or your daughters into hoes. I don't care if I offend you. I was put here to upset you. You can cry and you can scream, you can riot in the streets. You defunded the police, now there's no one to protect you. I hope I offend you. I ask myself what would Ben do. Let's just keep it real, facts. Don't care how you feel, man. If you want my pronouns, I'm the man. I'm the man who don't respect.
Let's look at the stats. I've got the facts. My money like Lizzo, my pockets are fat. Homie, I'm epic. Don't be a whack. Dog, it's a yarmulke. Homie, no cap. Look at the graphs. Look at my charts. You're blowing money on strippers and cars. You going to prison. I'm on television. Dog, no one knows who you are. Keep hating on me on the internet. My comment section all woke Karens. And I make racks off compound interest. Y'all live with your parents. Nikki, take some notes. I just did this for fun. All my people download this. Let's get a Billboard #1.
I just think it's interesting. Says a lot in there, you know? They're facts. Listen, one thing you can't deny is hip-hop's influence. You certainly can't. Andy?
I can't really say nothing. The song is very thought-provoking. It keeps the people moving. Lyrically, great. Delivery, great. Content for today's hip hop, interesting. I can't really say that I have much of a pushback.
I mean, you know, listen, it's interesting. Not that we haven't seen it happen before where they take our model and flip it, but let's see where it goes. It's not like we haven't seen this before. It's not like they're really doing it to be taken seriously. But what it is a reminder of is that there's a lot we can do within hip hop as artists, as producers, as a platform. And I am not saying everyone needs to be making a political statement with their raps. Everyone doesn't have to be Yassine Bey, okay? Everyone can't be, right? That's most staff, y'all. But, you know, listen, it can't just all be kitty cat rap and all of that. It can't just be my guns bust bigger, my leans purpler, and my gold and diamonds. You know, we know this. But I'm not here to tell you what it should be. So there's a lot of comments in the chat. Let's see. We have a Shannon is right. Brother Alfonso says, Taylor Swift is bigger than Beyonce because she appeals to white America and white teenage girls. Forensic Accountant adds, the perception of availability is a big deal. Availability is accessibility. In the internet age, people like their icons to appear accessible. That is facts. That is true. It matters. Listen, I know back in the day, right, when they used to have like R&B groups, right? And they would always tell the guy, now I know power couples are big now, so that's a big thing. But they would often tell people, listen, the group members, they talked about it in the New Edition movie, for example, be single, because it allows people the space to fantasize and put themselves in that spot. There's not already a person in that position. You seem available. I got a shot. I got a chance, right? Isn't that what Faith of a Mustard Seed is about? Granted, that should be applied elsewhere. But I think that that is the idea. And psychologically, it does seem to bear fruit as far as marketing with artists. Um, Thomas Outlaw says, hard to say, but Taylor is the prevalent voice of the cheering culture, from little girls to Gen Z. But Tay-Tay wishes to age into the sophistication of a Beyonce, Janet, or Madonna. And I think that she'll be given the space to do so when she is ready to do so. That is one of those things that you call privilege. You know, I think Taylor will be allowed to evolve as such because she's beloved. And the reality is that it'll probably be lock in step with a lot of her fans as well. She's only 34. So, you know, that's around the time maybe that some of her fan base would be thinking about getting married and settling down. And gee, wouldn't it be great with the handsome football player who has gone from, you know, seemingly down with the culture to right there on the pop line. But it happens. Andy?
What I'm hearing is Taylor Swift should not marry Travis Kelce, because if she does, then her music sales will decline.
Maybe, maybe not. What I will say is that it will, for her, what it will do is, much like it did with Beyonce, it gives you a new look. You can't stay the ingenue forever, right? You can't be the young, hot, or sweet, innocent babe, whatever that case. That's not going to... You can't be pushing 40. Like, look how we're looking at Nicki Minaj. Like, grow up, babe.
And see, I look at it different. I think people still look at her like the teenage girl, even though I feel like
Taylor? No, they 100% do.
You know, and she's been in the game what feels like 20 years already.
It's been a long time because she was young when the thing happened with Kanye and people felt really sorry for her. It was like, oh, big scary guy coming and embarrassing her and, you know, being mean. You know what I forgot to add when we were talking about Nicki stuff? You know, Nicki and Taylor had a little back and forth where Nicki threw a shot at Taylor and Taylor came back on, you know, social media like, I've always been nice to you. They had a song together, right? I think the only song where Taylor collaborated with hip hop artists, it was her and Kendrick. Bad Blood, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I like that song. So I think just Taylor, she ages differently. And when it's time for her to step into that next space, one, she's been a teenager for 20 years. She's probably tired of it too. But she definitely does oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. You can't tell me that she didn't look like in that booth like a teenager at her boyfriend's first game and she was rocking his varsity jacket. And I mean, it's a thing, it's a look, it's cool. And part of that is just probably general excitement too. But I think that it's an angle. And if not with Travis, she's dated other guys. They've ended up in her music. We could see the Swift. Shout out to Kendi in the chat. Taylor also has a song with Future. I did not know that. I have to check for that. However, be that as it may, Shannon Sharpe wasn't wrong, but don't play in Beyonce's face like that. You know Beyonce is an icon, and the only reason why I feel like Beyonce isn't running it in that manner is
she isn't white.
It's
100% what it is.
It's part. It's a big, but Beyonce is huge. Do you know what I'm saying? There were not just black people at the Renaissance tour dressing up, crying, and doing those things. But what I will say is that when you step into that adult phase of like, your fans change, your fans' priorities change. Now, Beyonce fans are still spending a lot of money, but I think it is a different type of adulation and worship because it is like, you know, your youth to the adulthood, and you know, like when people are like, I'm on my grown woman. It means something because it means you carry and conduct yourself differently. Andy disagrees.
It's a light variable, but I don't think that holds more weight than her skin tone. You know what I'm saying? I think Beyonce, if you look at her career when she first started, she definitely did not have the wave that Taylor Swift had off the rip. And quite frankly, I think Taylor Swift should thank a little bit of that success to Kanye West, because I think a lot of people came to support her in that regard. But I hate to say it, it's just because she's white. Point blank period. And the type of music that she does. She's white. Eminem said it from hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I'm paraphrasing his bar, but he was like, I didn't have to graduate from something to know that, you know? Yeah. If I was black, I wouldn't have made half of what he made because he's white. I mean, America's a majority white.
Facts. Like, and I'm not taking that away. I'm not trying to say or whatever, think that Beyonce does not, face that barrier. But then here's the thing within that. There are some that will say Beyonce's whole success, or a great deal of it, is because of the fact that she is of a lighter hue as far as a black person goes, and that is why she is more accepted.
So now it's the colorism discussion.
I'm saying there's so many ways that you could turn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The conversation on the question would be, why doesn't Kelly Rowland have the career that Beyonce has? People will say that. I say that they're different. But let's not act like Kelly Rowland hasn't had a heck of a career too. I just think that, one, superstar phases are different. Two, growing up, you look at, when you think of yourself and you're a little girl in Kansas or Iowa, do you think you can grow up to be Beyonce, or do you think you can grow up to be Taylor? Who do you connect with more?
You're making my point.
So, Kendi also says, gotta say Taylor's audience has less haters in it. I don't know about that, because Taylor's audience went after Listen, I'm stumbling over my words now. They went after his ex, Kayla Nicole, who is black. And we're going to talk a little bit about Kayla when we come forward on the other side. You're locked in to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Infusing a sense of fun and entertainment in every episode. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
More when we come forward.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. 120,000 miles of night drives, daily commutes, and who knows how many.
Are we there yet?
Through countless fixes, elbow grease, and a new radiator, you kept your ride alive. With eBay Motors, you have over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Ew. Gotta get rid of this old Backstreet Boys t-shirt.
Tell me why.
Because it stinks, boys.
Tell me why.
I've washed it so many times, but the odor won't come out.
Tell me why.
No, you tell me why I can't get rid of this odor.
Have you tried Downy Rinse and Refresh? It doesn't just cover up odors, it helps remove them.
Wow, it worked, guys.
Yeah.
Downy Rinse and Refresh removes more odor in one wash than the leading value detergent in 3 washes. Find it wherever you buy laundry products.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You like the style, guy? At KBLA Talk 1580. We are unapologetic about amplifying the voices of those who have historically been left out of the conversation. As we approach our 3rd anniversary this summer, the problem with talk radio in Southern California specifically, and America more broadly, is virtually unchanged. All day, all night, all white. We make no apologies for our prime audience, but true to the best of our tradition, we're committed to expanding justice and freedom for all. So when we receive messages from listeners like Neil, we just smile.
I realize that I'm not your target demographic, but I love listening to your station as it is the only progressive station on the dial.
That's us. Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. Now back to more captivating conversation on RSVP with Jill Munroe.
You were locked in to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. Thomas Outlaw in the chat, more on the Beyonce versus Taylor Swift. I shouldn't say versus because it's really not a competition. It's just a conversation. And like I said, ever since that faithful night when Taylor, who I feel, that should have been Beyonce's award that night. But, it is what it is. Not taking away from Taylor because obviously she has fans and she does her thing and has put it down and can't deny that. But Thomas Outlaw says, Miss Swift is everywhere and she has fanatics and stalkers. Beyonce is private and very guarded. I think all of that too, when we talk about accessibility and relatability. Taylor, even though she's uber rich and probably lives a life that is so far removed from her fans probably feel like they have more in common with her than they do with Beyonce, who we see, on yachts with her husband and, posing in front of the Mona Lisa. It definitely is a very different part of life and aspirational still. But, I don't know that many 15-year-olds in Gen Z, especially with the things that we're hearing about them right now, are pining away for their life with their husband, 3 kids, just yet, So we will have to see what develops from that. So let me give you some other information about the upcoming Super Bowl, right? The NFL wants to keep the teams far, far away from the Strip before the big game. So the Kansas City Chiefs are going to be staying at the Westin Lake, Las Vegas, and the 49ers will be staying at the Hilton Lake, Las Vegas. Lake Las Vegas is about 25 miles off the Strip. So, maybe a 30-minute ride, not too far away, but probably not going to be hectic with all of the traffic and sightseers and stargazers that will be in some of the other locations. The media hotel for the Super Bowl will be the Luxor. So there's that. Also, if you're looking for tickets, right? So right now they say that it is the most expensive Super Bowl on record. The experts do feel there was some money left on the table just because of Detroit fans, had they have gotten the call that this is would have been their first time in the big game in such a long time. But alas, they didn't make it. Listen, there are seats going for $52,500. Section C 134 at Allegiant Stadium in Vegas, row 17. If you want to sit in the same section but row 21, then you could pay $48,000. These are resale prices, by the way, but you know that they all got snatched up. The cheapest ticket to get into the Super Bowl right now on the resellers market is just below $11,000. So if you got a spare $11,000 that you can kick in and you want to head out to Vegas, by all means, go and have a good time and report back. I'm going to tell you right now, even if I had it, I don't know if I would want to spend $50,000 on a ticket to an NFL game. I feel like, you know, there's a splurge there, and I definitely don't think I would want to be in the top of the stadium. But I think $10,000 would probably have to be my limit. That even sounds crazy and ridiculous, but $50,000 to be at a football game? I can't imagine. But shout out to those that do. Okay, listen, since we're talking about it, I mentioned Kayla Nicole. She is the ex-girlfriend of Travis Kelce, and the Swifties weren't nice to her, even though she and Travis have been broken up for quite a while. Well, recently, Kayla said that she is out of the athlete dating business, and she prefers that her next relationship, excuse me, to be with a man that is in the position of power. She said that she's steering away from professional athletes, and she was recently on the Behind the Likes podcast. And in that conversation, she talked about the end of her relationship with Travis. They were off and on for a little over 5 years. And she said, I'll never say never, but I fully, wholeheartedly believe that I am out of the athlete stage. I do think that I am attracted to men in positions of power, i.e., they got a little coin. And I also think that those type of men are attracted to me. I would love to date an executive of a record label or a movie producer so that we can go to the sporting events. Let the date night be courtside at the Lakers game. That is my kind of guy. She said that some of the pitfalls of dating a man who plays sports include a hectic lifestyle and the flexibility required to adjust to your partner's schedule because their career takes priority. Kayla, babe, I got news for you. If you're talking about dating an executive of a record label or a movie producer, the schedule problem, the flexibility, all of those things, not too dissimilar. They kind of all feel the same. So if you think that perhaps it would be a little different, and perhaps it would be in some areas, maybe if the person's older, but really not too much of a difference in that. I don't know. Listen, good luck to you with that, though. Neither one of the two shared why their relationship ended, but it happened in 2023. They both shot down rumors that Travis was very frugal, even though she mentioned that she paid for half of everything during their relationship. I think people take those statements a little far and what they mean. There's a degree of independence people are trying to maintain or show. I got something for myself too. Really quickly, Brother Alfonso says Kayla is out of the dating athlete stage until the right athlete comes along. Now, she might really be done. I mean, there are lots of men with money out there, and she is in a position where she can meet some others. Keith Smith says, I have ticks to the Super Bowl, and I need to flip those for some moolah. You very well could. Listen, when we come forward, we're going to get into Shaq. He says that men shouldn't open up to women. We're going to talk about Plies being 47 years old and never been on a date, plus more trending topics and headlines. All of that and more. You're locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Defunded the police, now there's no one to protect you. I hope I offend you. I ask myself what would Ben do. Let's just keep it real, facts. Don't care how you feel, man. If you want my pronouns, I'm the man who don't respect you. You mad, you mad, you mad. I guess it's cool to be the victim, well, I'ma be the man. You said